over the 1992 NGK Mountain Trial, and with it misfortune for a team who enjoyed little success of late in these highland conditions. While championship leaders Serge Damso and Vito Bonafide were left stranded on the line with a throttle cable problem, already in stage one and blasting their way up Nordeers Neck Pass were Nissan's Nick de Waal and Guy Hodgson, now leading the 37-strong field of cars in this, the 6th round of the National Rally Championship. What is needed is a 10mm nut, and a local bucky makes a suitable donor. Preparing to leave in car 3 is Jeff Mortimer, replacing Sarel van der Merwe at the wheel of the 4-wheel drive Ford Laser. Sarel is still suffering from the after effects of an accident which occurred at the Belkom racetrack 2 weeks ago. Still plagued with double vision in one eye, Sarel wisely handed the drive to team manager Jeff Mortimer, at work here with navigator Franz Boshoff. Jeff has his work cut out with navigational instructions few and far between. The driver does about 98% of the work on this event. The second Nissan on the road is that of Hannes Grobler and Douglas Judd. Despite carrying number 4 on their door, they enter the stage third. With 3 finishes out of 5 events, this team need a good result to strengthen their championship effort. With the throttle cable now repaired, Serge is able to start the conquest. The team has only seconds in which to make the start or be penalized, and Serge's face tells it all. They will slot in behind the VW Synchro of Yanni Hobbing and Mike Constable. Yanni, currently lying third in the Drivers' Championship, will see Serge's misfortune as a blessing. Having started 5th on the road, Serge and Vito have not only a mountain pass to get over, but a psychological barrier to overcome. Serge is known for his ability to fight back. This rally will, however, rob him of the chance to prove it. A broken wheel and low oil pressure sees the gutsy Toyota stuck towards the end of stage 1 with just a few kilometers to go. Having destroyed their Ford Laser in the VW Algoa rally, Glenn Hall and Martin Buerter show no signs of caution here on the pass in the rebuilt car. The second Golf Synchro is in the capable hands of Johan Evertser, with Peter Cuffley doing duty in the navigator's seat. Backing up Toyota's Class A effort, Enzo Kuhn and Johan Seelung will already know via their radio that the boss man has trouble. Enzo and Johan have played out the scenario before and must now drive accordingly. This is stage 1 and there are 7 to go. Class C favourites Eric Sanders and Thilo van Westenhagen confirmed Toyota's demise with a puncture halfway up Nordeers Neck. Also in a Class C car, teammates Glenn Gibbons and Charles Rieler passed them on the stage. Now back in the running, the Conquest reaches the top of the pass. A gale force wind welcomes the cars to this, the highest point in the Eastern Drakensberg. Favoured to win Class B, Jurgen Snell and Marty Olivier in the 16-bell front-wheel drive Golf. Their competition should come from this Uno, driven by Paolo Piazzamusso and Neil Watt. Unfortunately, the green, white and red Uno will go no further than stage 1. And did anyone fall off the pass? Thankfully not, but Nuno de Cunha came frighteningly close. After a fairly uneventful stage 2, the cars prepare to start stage 3. With Nick de Waal having taken extra service time, Jeff Mortimer now leads on the road.
10.
We join him in France in car with 10 seconds to go.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This 27-kilometre stage once again transports the competitors from the lowlands of Maclear over the mountains to the Barclay Pass and down to Elliot for a regroup. Road conditions are rough, the pass is extremely steep, and to make matters worse, a wind of 120 kilometres an hour is blowing at the summit.
Caution, bump on bend coming up. Yeah.
De Waal and Hodgson report no problems and seem happy with their stage times. We rejoin the Ford as they head for the cutting. Despite the drop of about 1,000 feet to the right, the cars average around 90 kilometers an hour over the stage. Conditions allow for about 20. If you think driving over the pass is dangerous, try walking, as our cameraman found out, getting literally swept off his feet by the wind. He did, however, manage to get a fairly usable shot of the overall leaders, Johan Evertse and Peter Copley, heading for the summit. Johan performs well on this type of event, and the Golfs have a horsepower advantage in the mountains, where altitude robs engines of valuable power. At the regroup, Johan seems relaxed. Lying second on the scoreboard are teammates Jannie Hubig and Mike Constable. Toyota's only remaining hope, Enzo Kuhn, the Conquest not performing well though. Nissan are still at full strength with Nick and Guy lying third overall. Krobler's Sentra lost time over stage 3 when the car lost drive to the front wheels. Having been regrouped, Evertse and Copley start the remaining 5 stages ahead of the dwindling field. Starting stage 5, Johan holds a slim 11-second lead over the second Golf. The pressure is on, and Johan must perform. Into the starting blocks comes Jannie Hubig. Volkswagen camp, and you can bet your life that Jannie and Mike will be driving for a win. With a second Toyota retired in stage 4, Jannie Hubig is driving for championship points. The Nissan's third place is now under threat from the Glenhall Martin Botha Ford Laser. With both the factory entries out, privateers Skalk and Suberger lead Class C by 2 minutes. Frank Lindemann and Gillian Tarleton lead an all-Volkswagen Class D battle. Behind Frank, Chart van der Walt and Terry Brand have a second between them. Behind on the road, but firmly in control of Class B, the smooth style of Jürgen Nel and Marty Olivier. In need of repair after stage 5, Jannie Hoppig back in full flight on stage 6. Having fallen behind on the road after a gearbox change, Hall and Buerta now in 3rd place on the scoreboard. The final stage in Allowell North becomes a meeting place for those who have dropped out. Of those, there are many. Only 17 cars remain. The fight for the lead is to go to the bitter end. Despite being an all-Volkswagen affair, both crews need a win, and the aggression shows in the pace of both Johan and Jannie through the final stage. Johan and Peter survived to secure a win, despite the pressure from Jannie and Mike, who must be happy with a 2nd placing. Glenn Hall's hassles started after stage 2, when the Ford seized its gearbox within meters of the service crew. Running amongst the mid-pack, the team have fought hard for their 3rd spot. Arriving in style, a good result after a hard day's work. So Volkswagen score a 1 and 2 ahead of Glenn Hall and Martin Buerta's Ford. Hannes Krobler and Douglas Judd recovered well to secure 4th overall, just 5 seconds behind the Ford. Jürgen Snell and Marty Olivier won Class B, the Burgers Class C, and Terry Brand with Jeff Tyrer eventually winning the fight for Class D. So the championship, now wide open, moves to the Western Cape next month for the penultimate event, the NGK Swartland Rally.